So first of all, Rachel, thank you so much for doing
Of
this with
course.
us.
I'm glad I could be here.
I've been in this almost 4 years, and you're probably one of the first people I started watching. So it's
Aw.
just been fun, like watching your journey, and especially this last year with your weight
Yeah.
loss. And
Yeah.
I'm always telling my team, like, being a product of the product is like the best thing to do. So can you
Absolutely.
start off just by like telling us your story as much as you want to give
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been in the company. This fall will be 6 years. I got started. This was my second experience of an MLM. Um, they aren't all made equally. I specifically knew when this landed in my lap, like it wasn't just an opportunity. I authentically loved the ingredients that the company was putting out in their products. I loved the price point. And those two things were things that I wasn't seeing in my other company. I always knew I wanted to do health and wellness, but I was struggling finding the company who had the values that I did. So I got introduced to the company. I jumped on a Monday night Show Me the Money call. That's how my sponsor got me. A lot of people don't do that, and I do that on occasion. I'll have them call in and oops, sorry, I had someone calling me. Okay, sorry, I had someone call me. And then so I jumped on this Show Me the Money call. I listened to it, and then an hour later I was signed up in this business. 3 days later, I had signed my then husband also into the business because I didn't understand how to get my $100 of free product. So I thought I had to sign up 2 distributors and 4 customers. So I was like, oh, I'll sign my husband up. And then I'm partway there. I didn't know you had to just get the customers. So I signed him up as well. And then I just kind of fiddled around for a couple months. I didn't know what to really do. I was at the time, I didn't have any kids. So I didn't have a huge need for the products. I loved greens. I had a huge transformation with the greens. But it was about December and I was ready to quit. And that was when my sponsor told me I should go to conference. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it will change your business or whatever. And she's like, well, you should just come. I mean, it's a vacation. So I was like, okay, she's right. It's a vacation. It's Florida. You can't go wrong. So I jumped on a plane. And after that event, I planned on quitting It Works and saying that it wasn't for me. Obviously, that didn't happen. I caught vision of what the company was casting out to its distributor and its team, and I caught vision of what this company wanted to be like in 10, 15, 20 years, and I knew that it was something I wanted to be a part of. So I got to work. I didn't even make a first paycheck. I think at that point at conference, I was only barely executive. I'm not even sure if I was qualified. I think I just qualified like 3 days before, semi kind of, because I placed a big order for product. So I wasn't truly an executive. And then 3 months later, I hit diamond and my husband's account hit diamond. He wasn't even ranked at that point. And then a year later, 3 months after the next conference, me and him both hit double diamond. And then at my 1.5 year mark, we were both presidential diamonds in the company. So a lot changed from simply thinking that this business wasn't for me and that I was doing a horrible job at it and failing all over the place. But as long as you're failing forward, then you're going to have success in this business. You just can't take yourself too seriously, and you can't take the mistakes you're making or the people who don't see the vision you're casting to them. You just got to move forward. And even if you're failing forward, I promise you guys, you can have success in this company. So flash forward to today, I'm Ambassador Diamond. I am now a single mama to 2 beautiful babies. I get to be home every day with them. I get to choose my hours. I get to choose how hard I work. I get to choose my paycheck. And it's just super nice that I don't have to say no to them. I'm a very blessed single mom that most people in my position wouldn't be able to have. And it's all because I started a silly home business. And only God knew the real purpose of me starting back when, that I would be in a position today that I would need It Works more than I ever thought I could. So love the company. It's been an incredible journey. It's not always the ups. It's sometimes the downs that have taught me everything I need to know in this company.
I absolutely love that. And, I don't think I've ever heard your full story. So we always hear about all these people that like skyrocket up.
Yeah.
And then just to hear that you're like, no, I didn't do much. I was going to quit. I was going to do all this stuff. And then you completely changed it around. So I am going to ask a question on that. And then I'll go to the subject that the Zoom is supposed to be about. But I am intrigued by your story. So besides the fact that conference just has this magical power, like we
Yes.
already have a contest. We already have a contest for our team. Anyone who becomes diamond by the end of the year, we're renting out a big house and they get to stay for free.
I love that.
So that it gives them the encouragement and to like make it happen and reward them for their hard work. But what else changed? Like after conference, like were you posting more, messaging more? Like what would you say was the big shift in your business? Because to go from not so much executive to presidential in a year and a half is amazing.
The only thing that truly changed is not like when you go to conference, or I did go to conference then, it's not like they gave me this top secret thing I never knew. It's just when you go to conference, you see people who literally you stand next to and there's absolutely nothing difference between you, but except the pay that you two are getting paid. And when I was an executive and someone in the company at the time was a presidential, and I was standing next to them and I was like so close proximity, I was like, gosh, this person is making like boo-goo bucks and they look so normal. Like if we were in a room, you wouldn't know how much they were making because that's how normal they are. And so the thing is that prior to going to an event, I didn't have the vision that the company was trying to pour in me to cast out. So what I was putting out was unpassionate, uncaring, self-centered. I'm not even going to admit it. I'm not even going to lie about it. It was very self-centered. It was all about me. How can I get more money? How can I get more customers? How can I do this? I do that. And then when I saw the vision of the company and, you know, the purpose of our products and the purpose of our business and the purpose of having a team and the purpose of making a dream board and all these things, then all of a sudden what I was doing had a purpose and had a passion behind it. It wasn't just, oh, well, you know, my sponsor says to put out 3 posts a day, so I'm going to go on Google, type in it works, and I'm going to throw up 3 pictures that come up first. You know, it went from that to, hey, this is the greens and this is my experience of it. If you want the same experience, I can give you this experience. Or it went to, you know, I'm blessed today. I get to be with my babies and, you know, my diapers have been taken care of thanks to It Works. And I'm so appreciative for that. If you've ever wanted a date night or to pay for diapers with cash from your own pocket and not have to take it from anywhere else, send me a message. I'd love to help you do that. It went from just throwing trash out, honestly, on Facebook to actually throwing out stuff that people actually felt were targeted towards them, and people who were praying for change and praying for an answer was all of a sudden the exact information and the exact thing that I was putting out on Facebook. And that's the difference. That's literally the difference. I wish there was a secret sauce that you get a coach, you don't. But I'm telling you, everyone has to be there. Like you said, it's magical. My experience and your experience will always be so different, and no one's experience will ever be the same, and no one will ever be able to put into words the experience of conferences and events in general. So yeah, that's what changed.
Absolutely. But I love how you put that, because I think so many times people join and they're like, okay, I'm supposed to post. And then they go Google these like super spammy messages. And I'm like, no, please don't.
Yeah.
So I like, oh, hold up a minute.
Got someone muted.
Let's get $3,500 total cash allowance on the purchase of a 2017.
Who is it? Oh, there.
Now at McDonald's, get any small McCafe frappe.
Okay, I think I got them. Okay, cool. I'm like, who's talking? Okay, but yes, like it's just to hear you just talk about the little things, the things that people actually care about. They don't care about $10,000 bonuses. They care about date nights and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now, okay, so we're going to go into like the main topic that we want, because your physical transformation this past 6 months since January has been like, I'm watching you, and I will be asking exactly what you're doing because I'm going to start it tomorrow. But yeah, okay, so go ahead and go into like what changed in your mind to where you're like, you know what, I'm going to use these products. I know that you've been going through your divorce and there's all those things that go with it. But like how you got the consistency and the way to push through every day.
So I have a background in human biology, so I've always been so intrigued with ingredients and how they work with the body and specifically our products. So closer to last year, I just wanted to divulge in all of the ingredients. I wanted to break down every single ingredient in some of my favorite products. And I just wanted to know exactly what everything was going to be doing in my body and exactly how it works and everything, just for more so my own purpose. I don't think people like generally need to know that stuff. But it's just so intriguing. And when I do things like that, that only seals the deal even more for me to know that I'm in the right company and I'm selling the right products. That just seals the deal for me that I'm doing something completely that's transforming people's lives. And so a couple things I learned about our products. Number one is our products need to be taken with a carb. Almost all of them. I wouldn't say things like greens or cleanse need to, because they aren't an actual supplement, but most of our supplements need to be taken with a carb. More so, you should lean towards whole carbs, so wheat or oatmeal or sweet potatoes, things that are healthy carbs. They digest better and they run through our system and get dispersed basically better when they are taken with a carb. Another thing I found is that our products are working directly with the metabolism. I was always someone who drank enough water, but the more I divulged into the ingredients of our products, the more I found that what's really key is not how much water you get every single day, but it's how consistently you get water. When your body is 1 cup under dehydration, just 1 cup, your metabolism drops to 50%. If all these ingredients that I'm reading about work directly with the metabolism, yet you're not getting consistent water, maybe you're getting all the water you need by the end of the day, but maybe you're chugging it at some points in your day, then that means your metabolism is going like this all day long. And our products don't understand that. Our products work when your body works. That's what it comes down to. I'd always tell people, if the products aren't working, your body is not working. That's all it comes down to. Go get a blood draw, figure out what's going on, come back to me when you figure it out, because our products work when your body's working. And so I found out those two things, and those two things have drastically changed my body. They've drastically changed my clients' bodies. Another thing that has been really key in my success is a lot of distributors, I'm not even going to be afraid to call it out, they're like, oh yeah, you need to be on fat fighters, you need to be on thermofit, you need to be on this, and this. And they start these clients who have never been on a supplement, never taken anything really, and they're starting them out full dosage. You should never start your clients on a full dosage. Everyone that I sign up, they start on 1 pill of everything they're taking. And then in 5 days, we bump it up as long as everything's going good. They're having bowel movements and they're not having an upset stomach at all, or headaches or anything like that, which are signs that they are doing too much at once. And then 5 days we bump it up, then 5 days we bump it up, and we keep bumping it up until they get to a point that their body is functioning correctly. So I am doing ThermoFit. I am on 2 bottles. Technically that's not legal to claim, but I am. And it's perfectly healthy. That's usually people's next question is it healthy to be on 2 bottles? Sometimes I'm almost on 3 a month. Not a day, not 2 bottles a day. That would not be good. But 2 to 3 bottles a month I'm on of ThermoFit. And I didn't plan originally to be on that many. What actually happened is I started out in March with a personal trainer and he gave me a meal plan. And that first 3 weeks, I was solid. I was eating healthy. I was only dropping a pound a week though. I was still super frustrated because I was being so strict with working. I was going almost every single day. And then I was following this meal plan to a T for 3 solid weeks. I just gave it my all and I was so focused. And I was just frustrated because I'd only lost 3 pounds. I mean, come on, it's only been 3 weeks, but still I was being so consistent. And so what ended up happening is I couldn't maintain that. It was way too much all at once. And so what ended up happening is I was already taking ThermoFit at that point, but whenever I would overeat or when I would miss working out, I was like, oh shoot, today was a horrible day. I'm just going to pop a couple extra pills of ThermoFit. And then maybe it'll even out kind of, sort of. That was my hope. And so what ended up happening is eventually I worked my body up to a higher dosage and I started to drop 2 to 3 pounds a week instead of just the 1. And even my trainer was like, are you doing your diet? I'm like, semi. And he's like, well, what are you doing with your supplements? He actually used to be a distributor, which is really how I got started with him, is we knew each other when he was a distributor on my team, but really deep within my team. So we didn't directly know each other. And so he's such a believer because he has seen the transformation in my body. And that's why I love our products. Is I'm a single mom. I didn't want to have to do that specific diet meal planning every single day. Don't want to be at the gym every single day. I wanted to be able to find balance. I wanted to continue to lose weight, be my healthiest, but not kill myself to do it. And that's really where the products come into place. They are going to fill the gaps for both ourselves and both for our clients. It's just up to you to take it slow, take them consistently, and work up to what dose your body specifically needs. Now, I'm not going to recommend that every single client I get does not need 3 bottles. Sometimes one bottle has girls losing 2 to 3 pounds of my clients. Sometimes I need it bumped up to 2, and then they're losing anywhere from 1 pound to 3 pounds a week. And so that's what it comes down to, is just working with your clients, listening to their body, have them listen to their body, and, have fun with them. Don't put any pressure on them. Just be there to support them, because that's what it comes down to, why people choose to work with us, is that they want that support. They want that person cheering them on. If they go to Walmart, they're not going to get that. And they do get that with us at Works to Shivers. They get that cheerleader, and we get to be that with them.
I love how you put that. And this is something that in the beginning, I admit I totally sucked at. And it's something that I've had to learn to do. But creating that relationship and checking in with people after they sign up. Because if they just order products and they're like, okay, what do I do now? Or this isn't working. So do you message them daily or every couple days?
I text them. I try to hit everybody at least once a month, checking in with them. And then they all have my personal text number, and I tell them, please don't Facebook me, text me. Don't be afraid if you're not having if you're having any issues. I tell them, if you're having issues remembering, if you're having issues taking it, if you're having issues, a side effect with it, please let me know. I want to troubleshoot, and I want to help you, and I want you to love the products like I love them. And so I tell them that. And when people feel your confidence, then you would be so surprised, just you having confidence in them, like authentic confidence, their bodies will just lose weight a lot more easier. If you're not confident in what you're selling, then they're going to be really nervous about it. And a lot of times what we tell our bodies will do. So if we tell our bodies, you can't lose weight, this isn't going to work, most likely it doesn't work. But if we're pouring into our customers, you're going to have great results. I know you're going to love what these products are going to do to your body, just like I love what they have done to my body. And you pour that confidence into them, it's just going to be the best feeling in the world for them, and they are going to just have amazing results. So
I love that. So you take ThermoFit. So are you taking like 4 to 6 a day?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Looks like I'm going to increase my ThermoFit. I love the ThermoFit.
You got to ease into it. That's the key, though. Don't just jump into it.
Deal.
You're looking at the relay. Don't look at the short little distance you're going. You have to get the whole picture.
I love that. And then is that all you're using, or what else do you use?
Cleanse once a month, and then wrap once a week. So
That's
I have something
it?
daily, I have something I do monthly, and I have something I do weekly. Mm-hmm.
I would have assumed that you were doing like greens and probiotic and the shake.
Nope. Usually I do add a scoop of the protein shake into my oatmeal. If I have oatmeal for breakfast, I'll do that. But no, you want to keep it simple. And that's another mistake I feel like a lot of shivers make, is you take too many products. And then when you share your success story, a lot of people are like, well, I can't afford $180 a product.
Yeah.
And then they assume like, well, if I don't take all of the products you're taking, then I'm not going to have all the results you're having. So you want to be concise, be specific about what products you're wanting to do and what results you're wanting to see. I occasionally do take ThermoFit, but it's maybe 3 times a month. It's not enough that I'm like attributing it to my weight loss, but it's enough that I'm like, can recommend it and say why I choose to use it and how I use it.
Perfect. Okay, so now I'm sure like a lot of the girls are listening in because you have the background in human biology and stuff, and they're like,
Yeah.
I know nothing about this stuff, so how am I going to be able to like, and I'm sure you have people on your team too.
Google. It's called Google. That's all it comes down to. Take a bottle, pick up a bottle, and start Googling. If you're afraid to Google what's in our products, then you're never like, you won't. I'm always constantly, I challenge my girls, go throw it in Google, and you're going to be so solidified in what you do. And it doesn't take much to do this business. I just have the background. All my girls do great, and they don't repeat a single thing I say. All it comes down to is you just need to give that confidence to them. You're going to love this product. You're going to have great results. You're going to love it like I love it. I always say that to my clients, and that confidence is more than anything that you could explain to them, more than any information you can give them. And so that's what it's going to come down to. Don't feel like you have to know everything, because you don't. A confused mind always says no. That's what I always tell my team. You have to keep it simple, because if you confuse people, they're going to say no simply because they don't understand, not because they don't want to, or that they shouldn't, or that they will. They just they're confused. And so I always tell my team that confused mind always says no. So keep it simple. Love people. That's really what it comes down to. Just love on people and love what you're doing.
I love that. So now that we know like how you're working with your clients and stuff, I know for me, like I've been watching you for years, but really the last 6 months, like your transformation, and you're sharing your journey, but it's not the same picture over and over and over again. So what tips do you have? Because I have some girls that have amazing results, but they're like, I don't know how to say it. So I don't know how to like say it over and over again without feeling like I'm repeating myself. So what tips do you have for that?
Just kind of switch it up. So sometimes I will give tips about, so one of my things is I will talk about something negative that someone could say about it. So saying supplements don't work. So then I will break down why someone would think that. Or I'll put a motivational quote that, you know, when she wakes, she'll move mountains. And then it's like a before and after that they clearly can tell. Another one is I'll talk about my experience on the product. So how have these products made me feel? How am I feeling now that I am on these products and I've lost all this weight? And then another thing that I will do is just use it as a direct, like, hey, if you want the results I'm having, send me a message. I'd love to work with you. Let's work together. So those are kind of 4 things that are fun to throw together.
Hi, Rachel. I'm Shirey. I'm actually the other host tonight. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Sorry, I look like a bum. I spent like
you're
hours at the beach. So I'm exhausted. Finally got all 3 kids in bed.
Oh, good job. That's a win.
It is, because Daddy's out of town, so
Oh,
it was a long day.
Sure. For sure.
I have a master's in health and nutrition, so I am always like, I'm that person where someone on my team, you know, they ask a question and I know what it is. Like, you know, what's the difference between It's VitaCore and ThermoFit? And I'm like all over it.
Yeah.
And how do you instill that into your team to just be confident enough, you know, outside of Googling, because we know Google can be the devil.
Stop answering questions like
that's what I started doing today. I said, I'm just going to take a step back.
Simple. If it can't be answered in a simple sentence, then you probably shouldn't be saying it.
Okay.
So, and that's what I come down to. And if my team wants more in depth, then I'm going to tell them, like, then guess what? You get to go do research. Yay.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You're never going to be able, I tell them, you're never going to be able to repeat what I tell you. And even if you did like memorize it, you're not going to understand it. And then at that point, are you truly sharing, or are you then selling? And so that's why I tell. So like simple thing, one of my girls asked today, she asked, can you put the new chocolate greens in something hot? I could have went into, well, you'll denature it, which is the enzymes, and then they'll break down. So then you lose the nutrition. And all I simply said, some of the ingredients may be denatured or lose their nutritional value. How much is anyone's guess though? So I wouldn't do it if they can avoid it, but they're welcome to. It's not going to be life or death. That's really that's
kind of what I say for greens. And I'm like, you know, it's not recommended to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So how important is it to find like just 2 to 3 products maybe that you just fall in love with? Like, how do you explain to your team that is something that is like imperative? Because obviously the way I tell my team, you know, is I'm like, we have to be products of the products, because people are going to ask for our results. People are going to ask us what we think or how it tastes or something. And if we've never tried it, you know, in the beginning, it's cool to say, because, you know, I'm new. Sorry, I got a call. It's my husband. You know, I haven't tried everything, but after a while, it's kind of like, you've got to find something that you're in love with and stick with it. So that way you can consistently tell people, you know, what it's doing for you.
Well, you can't sell it. I always tell my team, you can't sell something you're not even willing to buy yourself. Just comes down to it. And I tell my girls, and you know, I've let a lot of girls go who they're like, you know, I just cannot find it in my budget to purchase this. But I was like, it's going to be a sacrifice. It is. I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not saying you have to sell that lamp that's really ugly in the corner to afford your products sometimes. But I'm like, you need to use the products, because when you can share with people that it was worth selling that lamp in the corner to use these products, it's going to solidify you in your confidence of why they should use these products. And it's going to give them the ability that they don't just have a cop out. They actually are inspired by someone who's willing to help them and work through them and say, look, I've stretched also because these products are worth it. And so you just have to find in your budget, even if it's just using Fat Fighter or Confianza, our cheapest products every single month. That is still very, very life-changing and very important. When you instill why they are doing this business, they also need to include not only business goals, but they need to include health goals. And I tell my team all the time, you don't have to just use the products. We're a health and wellness company. We value health and wellness all around. Check out your diet. Check out getting some extra exercise each week. Have a full around lifestyle change through joining this business, because people will see that. People will see that you are inspired to really pursue health and wellness, and that is going to just contribute 100-fold to your business.
I love that. Thank you. I think it's always nice to hear someone else's take on it.
Yeah, for sure.
What keeps you motivated to not just use the supplements, but obviously to work out? Because obviously whatever it is you're doing, I don't know if it's yoga, belly dancing, whatever it is, it's working for you and you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I hate working out, and so this is like the part that I like hate even saying, but I'd go to a trainer one time a week and he kicks my little tush and I sweat like I just got out of the shower. And that's my only workout for the week. And I tell him, I was like, I'm not going to the gym even one more time this week. Occasionally I do, but I mostly just sit there in Facebook and whirl around the gym because I'm free of my children. But that's the thing. And so I hate the gym just as much as anyone, but it doesn't have to even be the gym. Even if you just do a solid, like hardcore run, it's not always about how much, but how hard you do it. So even if you just one time a week, just do a solid, hard, sweating workout, that is just going to, over time, be so life-changing when it comes down to it. So it's just little steps now. Don't do a whole thing like I did because it didn't stick. You have to make small changes now, and you need to up those changes slowly to get to the point that then these small changes are now medium changes, and then over time, those compound. It's called a compound effect, and they basically build up to create something very transformational.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about how you're like, I try to go all in all at once, and that's something that I've done before. And then like day 2, you're like, yeah, I want a drink and I want a tub of ice cream.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that. So knowing that you're not like super strict clean eating, do you use the guideline that they released at conference a year and a half, or I guess it's probably a year and a half ago with the system, or what kind of?
It's not that I'm a bad eater. Even when I was overweight, I was still a good eater. You can be you could eat clean. Like I don't do a lot of carbs and I don't do a lot of dairy. You could still have those out of your diet and you can still gain weight. That's what it comes down to. But the thing is that I just try to fill up with healthy things first. So I just make sure I'm getting solid meals. Doing my best to plan ahead whether I'm going to eat out or I'm going to find something in my fridge. I just be really good about starting with getting a solid meal, especially when I'm hungry. And then from there, if I'm still hungry, then I usually will just drink some water, see if water helps. Sometimes it's just waiting. And then if that still doesn't help, then usually healthy snack. If there's no healthy snack, then if you are still at that point wanting that cookie, you have that cookie. That's what it comes down to. And that's literally what I do. But I find that most of the time, I would say 2 to 3 times a week that I get to the point that I end up eating any of the ice cream in the fridge. You know, that healthy ice cream, though. It is the healthy ice cream. But that's the thing. Don't be so strict on yourself because the stress is also not good for your body as well. So just get a solid meal. If you're still hungry after that, try some water. If still at that point you still want that cookie, you eat that dang cookie. You tried your best. You gave it your best that time. Maybe we'll try again tomorrow. But don't be afraid to put too much pressure on your body. That's what it comes down to. And That's basically what I do. But I find most of the time, if you're just getting solid meals and you're getting enough water throughout your day, you don't crave as much stuff, especially on our supplements as well.
No, definitely. So I'm going to open it up for, wow, we've only been doing 30 minutes. I don't think I've ever had this short of a Zoom before.
Sorry.
But I'm going to open it up to some questions. Somebody already asked me, why did you choose ThermoFit instead of It's Vital Core? Because that's one of those common things. Like, I've had great success with ThermoFit, but then other people have the weight gain, which I've never understood.
I've never
blue.
done the weight gain, and I've enrolled over 50 customers with ThermoFit. And I will tell you, I think the weight gain is caused by people signing these customers up and putting them on 3 pills a day right away. They are getting constipated, they are getting backed up, they are not getting enough water, and they are not getting the love and support they deserve. That's all it comes down to. The only time I've had someone have an issue with ThermoFit is it was like really spicy and making them have an upset tummy. Everyone else has lost. I had one girl lose 8 pounds in 2 weeks. She was like, I just found a scale and I'm down 8 pounds in a week. She's like, is that normal? She's like, well, I guess it's nearly 2 weeks, but 8 pounds. And I'm like, yeah, totally normal. That's like absolutely normal for my clients. Absolutely. And that's the only thing they ask. It's the ThermoFit. I mean, at that point, she was up to 4 pills a day. She wasn't just on 1 losing 8 pounds. But I think that's what it comes down to. And that's why I chose ThermoFit is it's specifically for losing weight. It's specifically for putting your body in a position to be burning extra calories and giving you energy and also suppressing appetite. It's Vital is going to do that through giving your body the correct nutrition, and it does have a lot of weight loss benefits. But ThermoFit, if you just start your clients out on the lowest dose and bump them up, they shouldn't see that issue because I haven't experienced that at all.
How do you determine like the dosage for ThermoFit? Like, are you doing like add 1 every 5 days until you start seeing results?
Start taking a pound off. And as long as sometimes I get clients, they're like, you know, I haven't seen any weight, but I've been eating horrible. And most of the time clients will be honest. Sometimes you get the ones that are like, this just isn't working, and they're just negative, and you're just like, got to do your best to work with them. But most of the time, yeah, every 5 days we add in another pill until they're losing at least a pound a week. At that point, I have them stop there and I say, okay, at this point, if we keep this up long term, you will continue to see about a pound a week, give or take. You're going to have good and bad weeks. If you want to keep increasing, it will cost you a little bit more money, of course, because you're going to be buying more product, but we can keep increasing you, and then you're just going to have even more results. So it's totally up to you and how you're feeling on it and how you're remembering to take it. Because once you get to about 3, once you get past 3, you kind of have to start taking a morning dose and an afternoon dose. And so some of my clients, they're like, I'll push them to just do 4 in the morning, but they want to increase it, but they can't remember to. And so I just tell them to stay on 4. It's not worth it for you to spend the money and have extra product laying around if you're not going to use it. So those are just kind of things I watch out for.
Awesome. Let's see here. I don't know if there does somebody else have a question? Otherwise, I'm going to pick your brain about a couple other things. Seems like we have time. I love having you on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody has a question, just raise your hand and anything like that. So as we are, like, we just had that huge boom at the end of June, which I absolutely loved. It's crazy that the company even did that, and I doubt they'll ever do it again. What tips are you giving to your new distributors on getting out there and getting there and then being like, I don't have product yet, I don't have any testimonies of my own yet? What are you doing to help them see that they can do this without having their own testimonies?
I don't know if you guys do, but we've been doing a lot of online parties, and so I'm just keeping it simple. I am, as a leader, doing the online party, and I'm keeping it to 5 products. We're not even doing business. We are just keeping it to ThermoFit, Cleanse, Hair, Skin, and Nails, Greens, and Fat Fighter. Just those 5 products. And that's been so helpful because, again, if you keep it very simple, then you don't have to worry about a confused mind saying no. It's very direct. They know the prices. They know how to get them. All they have to do is follow back up with the person who invited them. And I tell my girls, look, if you send this script I'm giving you, send this out, you get 4 guests. That no one's allowed to go to my parties unless they have 4 confirmed people, and they have to provide proof that they have 4 people. So it's not just, oh, everybody just show up and just watch me do this party. No, you have to work to come to my party. So I have them get 4 confirmed guests. I said give them the script, and those have been helpful. So maybe you guys can all do that and pull together and do an online party. I usually would just do an event, and then I'll do a live within the event, and I'll talk about the products. So it's short, 30 minutes to the point. It's not an hour and a half or 20 million posts. It's just short, concise, and it's been very helpful for helping my team get their loyal so quickly right now.
I love how you break that down. We actually do Thursday night parties, and we were just discussing today how we were going to do tomorrow's layout. So Shiree, we might have to discuss this.
Yeah,
I already wrote it down.
So right now I nixed out the business, and I nixed out any other product. And to be honest, those 5 products are the only products I've sold in 6 years. I don't think I've ever sold Estro Rhythm. I've never sold a single, I have sold like 4 stretch mark creams. Haven't sold any skincare ever. Never have sold, yeah, I even defining gel, I think I've had 1 customer my entire life. Most people just want the wraps, or they just like secondary order. It's not the they come to. They don't usually come into it works because of defining gel. Most people come into it works because of those 5 products. And so that's what it comes down to. I've been in 6 years, and those 5 products are what bring people in. And the other products are usually secondary. They keep people around.
I love that.
That's good insight, because most people will tell you that it's, you know, you have to talk about the flagship product, like it's our claim to fame. And I know so many people that have never sold a single wrap, or they've never wrapped because they just don't like it or they don't want to, and they've still had success, which to me is like mind blowing.
Yeah. And so it's not that I don't, but I find more people are more shocked that we have more than wraps, if that makes sense. So I get all the time, I had no idea that you guys had everything else but wraps. And so a lot of people, if you're like, that's the only thing you're leading on, or that's like your main focus, then a lot of people are like, oh, been there, done that, which most people haven't. They never did it right in the beginning anyways. But if you can hook someone on trying one of those supplements, which is majority of the case, then it's very life-changing.
Yeah, I agree. I actually had a customer that ordered from me for a whole year straight. Angie, I think your wind is killing us.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Ordered for me for a whole year straight and never ordered the wraps at all. And then they were BOGO this past when they were BOGO. And she's like, okay, I'm finally going to try the wraps. Like, and I was like, I can't believe you haven't tried them. Like, you've gotten so many perk points. And she's like, I just never thought they worked.
Yeah. So, yep. The supplements are what have been the most life-changing for my clients, and gets them in the quickest and gets them to stay around. A lot of the supplements, they don't take a lot of convincing. I mean, you know how to use a cleanse. You know that hair, skin, and nails helps your hair, skin, and nails. You know that Fat Fighter is going to block fat, and ThermoFit's going to help you lose weight. So it's very to the point with the supplements and leading on those.
Perfect. So with the new Mandair that's being released, and let me tell you, like, I'm a blue and a red, like I don't have any green in me. So I'm like trying to get information from my team. Are you pushing it yourself? Like, are you going to try to get men to join? What's your view on it?
To be totally honest, I'm not, and that's more so because I am getting plenty of men in my life without wanting them around. So I hate to even say it, but I'm not, because I know I'm going to probably get people who really truly don't, because a lot of guys know that I'm single. And so, but I have a lot of girls who are. I think it's a really great thing. I just personally, I don't have time to deal with men who truly aren't messaging me. Let's just be honest. They're not messaging me for talking about products. So that's my only reason. It's a dumb reason, but I don't even want to go there, because I'm already blocking plenty of people every single day. So I don't have insight on that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're totally good. Sorry, the jets are almost over. I live by an Air Force base, so there's always jets.
Yep.
But no, that's kind of like my thing. I'm engaged, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable messaging men. So I'm like, I don't have a lot of insight on that. So you're totally cool. I know that some people are taking advantage, and other people are like, nope, that's for my team. La Brea, you said you had a question. Go ahead.
Sorry, it was a lot to type, so I was like trying to like quickly. Yeah, that was my thing too, because I remember we had a Zoom a while back, and we were talking about, a lot of us don't, interact with males about our products, because just some of us are married or engaged, or just guys aren't always just about one thing. So
Yeah.
that's what I was kind of saying. Like, I've had a couple of people ask about the man dare, and like I don't really know how to address it, because it's like I want to tell you, but I don't want you in my inbox. So it's like I don't really know how to like really go fully through that.
I think
Like, not comfortable.
the people you personally know, and I think the Mandara is put out for the men that are in it works. There's actually quite a few men. I have men on my team who are pushing that like crazy. I think one of my fastest growing people right now is actually men from the people who signed for the $10. And so it is what it is. Don't stress about it. I think make sure you offer it, especially when you're talking to women. Offer it for their husbands. Oh, by the way, we have this man dare going on. Because I get a lot of my clients who are like, yeah, my husband wants me to start, and then he's really interested in possibly doing some products too. So if I ever hear that statement, then usually I'll talk about that. Also referrals. So Mandare is great for referrals. So I reach out to my clients, and I always ask them to text me anything positive that's going on with their health journey with whatever products they're using, because I would love to be able to screenshot them and share what they're going through. But also I ask them for referrals, and I say, hey, do you have any brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, anybody who would be interested in the products? I'll hook you up with free product for referring people my way. So the Mandare is great for something like that as well. So
Yeah, I've kind of pushed them off onto my husband, who also joined. So I'm like, oh, you know what? My husband, he does a lot of that stuff. You can talk to him also. And I promise you, a lot of them never contacted him. So
yeah.
I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so does anybody else have a question? Because I have like one last question, but I want to make sure everyone feels good. Okay, so how do I put this? So Shiree and I are both like, we're not slowing down for summer. Our teams are running, we're hungry, and we both plan on going presidential by the end of the year. Like my goal is August, I think Shiree is December. So we're running. Do you have any tips for people for taking advantage? Like everyone always says the summer and the fall is the slower seasons, which we know that's not true. So what tips do you have, or what like last words that you're like, you've got this, anything like that?
I think my tips is to just keep it fun. Don't put too much pressure on it. No one wants to join this business for another job. They want to keep it fun, light, and fresh, and they want to feel purposed. One of the big reasons I joined is when I was approached with this business, I was working 2 nursing jobs. Well, actually, yeah, 2 nursing jobs in a weekend. I was waitressing. So I was working 3 jobs when I was introduced to this business. And the thing that I felt when I was approached about this business was that I wasn't just a number. And I felt like a number at all 3 of my jobs. I felt unneeded. I felt uncared for. And I felt like if I quit tomorrow, no one would be sad. I just didn't feel like the work I was putting in was ever being recognized. And so recognize the team, recognize the people you're trying to bring in, see people how God sees people, love on everyone, whether they join your team or not. Go out and make 1 million friends just to make friends, not because you're hoping they'll join your business, not because you're hoping they'll sign on your team. Just love on people. And I promise you, through loving on people, people will trust you, they'll respect you. And when they have a need for something you can offer them, the very first person. Okay, so that's my tip. Just love on people. So that's what people want. People who are in your business and people who are in your business. Where'd you go?
I think she lost signal. She tends to do that from time to time. Sorry about that.
She's still muted.
Perfect. Well, do you have any other questions, or was there any other questions?
No, I think that's it. You've been fantastic. We greatly appreciate your
I'm
time.
so glad
know
I could.
You're very busy.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Good luck with everything. I'm so excited
Thank you.
for all of us. We have so much still to come for the rest of this year. So, awesome.
Thanks
Yep.
so much.
You
Have a great evening,
Bye.
Rachel.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.